This is Umar Nurmagomedov taking on Corey SANDHAGEN. This is the one thing that Umar is very good. And so is Merab. So this wrestling is going to be the biggest thing. For me, seeing how much they train this position in camp, they're wrestling right here. They're actively wrestling while also putting their opponent in a disadvantage. Ooh, there's double leg. Nice. Perfectly timed. Nice. Limp arm. Beautiful limp arm. Look at the athleticism. Look how far he is. He's here, legs there, pushing the weight this way. That is pure athleticism and balance right there. Oh, shot. Beautiful takedown. But that's why I say the fight's going to come down to who is going to win the wrestling and grappling exchange in that fight between Umar and Merab. What's going on, boys? Welcome back to the channel. And we have a breakdown for you. This is Umar Nurmagomedov taking on Corey SANDHAGEN. Now, Umar is getting this opportunity to fight for world title. Look at this, right? This is the one thing I want to point out here, boys. Okay, I think one day for the Mighty Cast, I want to have Sean Shelby on the Mighty Cast. Right? The reason why is I want to understand the matchmaking and just to ask questions that I would love to ask him. But right here, 17-0, undefeated, and Corey 17-4. These guys are the cream of the crop when it comes to the bantamweight division. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and also hit the bell to know when we go live. And I've had the opportunity to train with Umar. Great guy. And I was laughing. It's always good when you see somebody who's, you know, about to fight with a smile on their load up screen. But right, here we go. All right, there, 28 versus 32, 5'8 versus 5'11, 136 versus 135, and he has 1 inch reach above Umar. So we will see how this fight goes. We're gonna fast forward. It is a 5-round fight. Bruce Buffer's always looking fresh in his suit. They're both good. They're both very good. I'm going to fast forward real quick because it's a 35-minute fight. Now, here's the biggest thing going into this fight against Merab. Merab and Corey are two different fighters, right? The biggest thing that Corey does very well is he's very good on the feet. Merab is very good about putting everything together like myself, right? Like when Merab fought Sugar Sean O'Malley had to find his chin. If Merab never exposed his chin, then Sean O'Malley could never beat him up because Sean O'Malley's not the type of athlete who goes out there and out wrestles or clinches somebody. He's typically the fighter that likes to wait for people to come across the void and capitalize on the person's mistake when coming across the void. You look at his fight against Aljamain Sterling. You look at a lot of this guy's fights. Thomas Almeida, excuse me. He does that to them. So when Umar and Merab about to fight, it's going to be almost kind of the same thing because Umar is going to make it difficult for Merab to get across the void with his stand-up and his high kicks and all that stuff. And Merab is going to have to use his wrestling, and then Umar is a great wrestler as well. So that's where the X factor is. Whoever's going to win that scramble of the wrestling is going to win that fight. Let's break down Umar. What's going on, guys? This video is sponsored by Prize Picks. Now, Prize Picks is a daily fantasy sports game we can play directly from your phone. All you got to do is go to your app store, download Prize Picks, and when you do that, use my promo code MIGHTY. They have a cool promotion going on right now. All you got to do is play $5, and no matter what happens in the fight, the NFL game, or the NBA game, you're going to win $50. UFC 311 is right around the corner. Sick matchup, great fights. What a way to start the brand new year off with some great picks at the right place, which is Prize Picks. Shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring this video. Now, let us get back to the breakdown of Umar Nurmagomedov. Hey, Umar, southpaw. Okay, going for the shot. Like I said before, this is the one thing that Umar is very good. And so is Merab. So this wrestling is going to be the biggest thing. But looking right there, get the hooks in already. Climbs it back. Good job from Corey for taking his feet out. Pushed him against the cage. Okay. Lets him go. Gets right back in his stance. This would turn out not. Luis. Okay, now he's going orthodox. Umar's doing something very different that you typically don't see from southpaws, and I want to wait to hit. I want to see if he's going to do it a lot longer to see if he's trying to set something up. But right now, Umar is circling away. He's circling into Corey Sandhagen's power instead of circling to outside this league to buy this real estate. That's a typical thing that southpaws do. But for the first 2 minutes of this fight, he's been circling in front of Corey's right hand. So I'm trying to see if he's going to continue to do that or what. So I'm trying to see why is he doing that. Okay, there's a shot again. Go for the outside single. Try to run the pipe. He's doing a good job. And these guys live and breathe here. Like, this is, for me, seeing how much they train this position in camp, they're resting right here. They're actively resting while also putting their opponent in a disadvantage. Good balance from Corey. Fighting the clinch. Pulls out. Like I said, that's going to be the X factor when he fights Merab. If he can't take Merab down and Merab can take him down, then he's going to win it. Merab will win the fight. Now Corey's southpaw. So they're both southpaw. Now Corey's back to orthodox. Nice check. Nice check again. Ooh. Umar really wants that takedown. Ooh. And Corey's having a hard time getting to him. He gets across the void. They wait here. They're waiting. Beautiful leg kick from Corey. Nah, he's orthodox. Ooh, there's double leg. Nice. Perfectly timed. Climbs it back already. Gets the hook in. Gets double hook in. Okay, now he's trying to take out that post. Corey's doing a good job. Almost kind of crucifix. Okay, knee bar situation. Okay. Great takedown. So we saw that he timed that double leg perfectly when he got in there. Took it back immediately because Corey turtled instead of going to his back. That's Corey's corner. I want to see what Habib has to say.
Get out. We're letting them rest a little bit in those moments. Let's be first during those moments, okay? Hold up. Give me the
right. You have so much more. You have so much more in the tank.
Okay. Yeah, so much more to take, meaning I'm assuming he wants more effort into wrestling, and don't be scared. Believe in yourself, right? I mean, this is a big fight for Umar Nurmagomedov because a lot of people were saying that he never fought any top ranked guys, but I honestly don't think that's his fault. I think that's more the matchmaking. Okay, now he's orthodox. Nice. Yeah, now he's orthodox. Nice southpaw. Okay, shot. Okay, fighting that takedown. Nice, nice limp arm. Beautiful limp arm. Gets the back. Gets hook in. Beautiful. He is a big 135er, like height-wise. Look at that right there. That's basically keeping him from stepping this way and also keeping his base spread out. He's trying to compromise his base, disturb Corey's balance. Okay, gets out of there. Whoa, beautiful left hand. Almost caught him. Or might have caught him, not sure. But there he is. He's circling in front of him. Okay, now Corey's orthodox. Ah. Nice. And this is where I think Merab will shine more than Corey will in this fight, is that Merab's not going to be scared to take the wrestling to Umar. You know what I mean? Like, Corey hasn't shot a double leg takedown. It's a back and forth fight. Like, oh, he's coming, I'm backing up, he's coming. Now they're feinting, they're trying to see who's going to go or not. To where it's almost better to stay there and let that fight happen. Just let it happen. And is it dangerous to do that? 1000%. But you're not playing a guessing game. Like, for me, I don't want to guess. The more I can eliminate guessing, the better off I feel I will be now in this stage of my life. Like here, I'll show you guys what I mean by guessing. Okay. Right here. Okay. So we have the void. We have the void between both these guys. Umar's going forward. Umar's going backwards. Corey's going forward. Corey's going backwards. Now, obviously, he's owning more of the center of the octagon. So he has more real estate to run backwards if shit hits the fan. But if he keeps on creeping on Umar, Umar's either going to circle to his right, to Corey's right, which is going in front of Corey's power hand, right? Or Umar's going to back up and circle very little bit this way from what we've seen so far. So if Corey can just stay in this realm here, when Umar comes forward, he's going to have to worry about the takedown, and then he can also worry about like the shots. But the closer you get here, you kind of eliminate certain weapons, meaning that you don't have to worry about straight punches because you're here. You don't have to worry about hooks if your hands are Muay Thai style. You have to worry about elbows, so you have to worry about the shot. But you don't have to worry about kicks. You don't have to worry about, I mean, you can worry about knees, but if he's trying to knee him in his stomach here and then have a clinch, potentially hit the balls. Like, there's different levels of striking where it's like this area, where they're at now, this is all leg kick striking and body kick striking. He gets closer to this round, it's going to be maybe punches. Then he gets closer here. Okay, now it's going to be like left hooks, but you can nullify that. You get closer, then it's the grappling. There's different stages of attacks that you're putting yourself in. So when he's this far out, yes, the only thing you can reach him is the legs. But in order for him to get closer, to start getting more options off, he's got to get closer. So the closer you get, you start to eliminate, and you know where he's at, and you're not guessing like feint. Oh man, he feint. He threw a high kick. He feint. Oh, he shot. He feint. Like that's the thing when I'm watching this, is that you're better off fighting somebody closer. When the rounds get to 4th and 5th round, then that's when you want to start using your feints, because their mind is taxed. They're tired. They're, oh, I'm not responding as fast. That's when you boom. But in the first couple of 2 minutes, you want to move around and do a little bit of feinting, but you predominantly want to force the fight to start taxing the gas tank when you're both evenly matched. Like I will give Umar the grappling advantage over Corey, just because I haven't seen Corey attack in that realm so far in this fight. So let's keep on going. I'm not going to slow down anymore. I'm going to just let the fight play out unless something else happens. Umar goes orthodox. Catches the kick. Takes him down. Gets the hooks in. Going after that post. Takes it. Oi! Gets up. Defends. Nice inside trip. That was an outside trip. Look, and then there. And it's a strategy too. Right there, if you saw what Khabib just did. Sure what he just did. Watch. Look at this outside. He steps deep outside. I've never seen this done before. Look at the athleticism. Look how far he is. He's here, legs there, pushing the weight this way. That is pure athleticism and balance right there. And he's big. Like when I saw him, I was like, wow, you're big. Okay, now watch what Khabib does. Gets his takedown. Boom. Watch. Watch right here. Calm down. Calm down. You got 10 seconds. I want you to start lowering your heart rate now. Relax. Because right now, Umar is winning the grappling exchange. Everything undefeated looks even, so I'll hedge it to Umar being the better fighter in this fight. And there's Khabib saying, calm down, relax. So right here, he's resting. He's just resting. Rest. So he gets a minute and 10 seconds of resting. That's very high strategic level of thinking. Okay, let's see what Khabib says.
Again, breathe in. Everything's working out. Everything's okay.
Yep.
Just use your hands.
Yep.
Just believe your punch in your hands.
Yep.
Whenever he's standing.
Champion keeps his head up high. Hey, you're the winner. You're the winner. Okay, continue doing what you're doing. You're doing great. You don't need to move around this guy. Show this guy.
Be very hard. The angles are everything. You have to control the feet. Got me? And I need that jab ripping. Okay? This is round 3 coming up.
Hey,
you got the energy. Trust it.
I got it. Yep. Exactly. I feel it. Exactly. Trust it. Hey, starting with this round.
You have so many people talking. I just want to hear Khabib talk just to see what is the mindset for Umar. And like I said before, if Umar lets his hands go, what could happen? Granted, Corey is very tricky on the feet as well. And so is Merab. Merab's very good about storing his hands, taking people down. He outstruck Sugar Sean O'Malley. He outstruck Henry Cejudo. So Merab is very good on the feet because he blends everything together. Not like Corey right now is using more of his hands to get stuff done. And now Umar doesn't really have to worry about the takedown defense. He's got to keep the distance, keep the void, go southpaw the orthodox. He also is not throwing any body kicks because if he throws a body kick, there's a potential of him getting taken down and out grappled. So that he's nullifying one of Corey's moves because he doesn't want to get taken down. So that's another thing you have to keep in mind as well. Nice leg kick, checked. This guy has 2018 SANDHAGEN straight. Pff. Yeah, I wouldn't go. I'll get 2018 Nurmagomedov. One round apiece. And once again, it's all based on people's preference of what you're trying to score. If you kick somebody and they check it, I'm not scoring that. He just blocked that to check. Once again, it's you know, it all depends on what you like to score. For me, if somebody checks my kick, he's making self-conscious. That landed. He didn't check that. So that point score for Umar. Check. Doesn't count. It hurts, but he's checking. That scores. He didn't check. Checked. Now, if it's Muay Thai, they score a little bit differently. Landed. Point. That landed for a Corey. That count. Checked. I think that was checked. Yeah, they're going back and forth outside the void. They're not guessing, but it's tit for tat, tit for tat. Until Umar decides to wrestle, that's when the difference of the game comes into play. And the reason why his angles aren't working is because he hasn't really fully committed yet, right? Meaning, okay, so right here, he committed with that leg kick. He gets his back. Umar's put in his mind and trained him like, if you overcommit, I'm taking you down. So that's why his angles are coming off. So right here, if Corey wants his angles to work, once again, this is me sitting here talking, breaking down this video. If he wants his angles to work, he has to live here. He has to live here. Reason why is because it's going to force Umar to either back up, and Umar's going to keep distance. Meaning if Corey's here, Umar's going to try to be here. He's trying to keep that void to where Umar can get a time to be able to see what's coming, right? But if he can keep Umar here, check mark, this is where his angles be, because they'll start fighting each other. And then when he starts fighting, hopefully Umar makes a mistake, and then you can take that angle on him, right? It's like a slip. If Corey slips the jab out here, he's too far. He can't make a movement, right? That's why you have a slip one, and you have a slip one, you come in. It's like Mike Tyson. You can slip outside and move your head movement very good. But until you make your opponent overextend himself or expose himself and you're going forward, then you can take advantage of him. A good example is when I knocked out Adriano. I showed something. He made a big movement. I ducked down. Then I was in position and I capitalized when he was here. You look at when I fought Emo Call a second time. He was coming forward trying to get me. I took a step back. He overexposed himself. Right hand. You look at Joseph Benavidez. When I knocked him out, he did something. I backed up. I showed something. He feinted. He bit on it, and I threw the right hand, and it landed. And he threw a right hand. I got there faster. So you have to live in this area to be able to make your angles work. You have to fight here, because otherwise, if you're trying to feint here, he's too far away. He's not going to see any. He's not going to bite on the feints. All right, let's continue. That's like Sean Strickland versus Izzy Adesanya, or Sean Strickland versus... No, it's like Adesanya when he fights Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland doesn't bite on the feints because he shows, boom. But if Izzy was all over him, like 2-3-2, body kick, push, double leg takedown, then when Izzy gets back up and they start fighting that realm, Izzy can show something and go to their angle and then knock him out, right? So, all right, let's continue. But Corey's having a hard time. You can see in his mind, he's trying to find the best way to cross the void and get to him. Because if he gets to him, if he overcommits, he's going to have to do the wrestling. He's just trying to take an angle there, and Umar can keep the distance, right? Umar keeps the void. He keeps the distance, keeps the void open. Okay, misses there. Umar's coming forward, waiting for something. Okay, blocks that. That's nothing. Each time Corey does something like that, it's a big movement. So Umar just backs up, blocks, and comes forward again. It needs to be small movements to get Umar's system thinking. So when Merab fights Umar, he's got to keep in mind, like, okay, so Umar's going to be good about like keeping that void and keeping the distance and keeping that rhythm. So I got to show small feints, elevation change, small feints. So when Merab gets there, he doesn't know where Umar doesn't know where Merab wants to go. And that's when you get somebody's system over and you're forcing him to make a decision. Right here. Corey's trying to think. Corey's thinking. Umar's pushing forward. Corey's thinking, okay, how am I going to get to him? Okay, he's coming forward. Okay, I'm going back and forth. Umar's just waiting. Umar's not overexposing himself. Umar's slowly getting there. Right? He just switched stance. High kick. He backs up. Okay. He could try to catch it and wrestle him, but I don't know if he wants that fight. Let's keep on going. Big jump. Umar sees it. Okay, Umar's not exposing himself. Slowly. Okay, check. 2 to the body. Corey's running. Right? Just trying to get there. And see, that's the difference. Umar slowly getting there and not overexposing himself. And each time Corey's trying to get there, it's always a big jump, big kick, big knee, big something. And let's see what he's going to do here. Let's see how Umar reacts to this right here. He saw it coming a while away. Big jump. Left hand. High kick. 2 to the body. Okay. Takedown. Right? That's... Okay, he rolls. Got the hook. His legs out. Okay. Once again, the grab exchange. Okay. Let me see if he says something. This is actually a really good fight. So I'm actually enjoying breaking it down because it's more of an intelligent battle and making the right decision and forcing your opponent to show his hand. Like the more I'm outside of...
I think we end up in positions like that. We can get transitions and start beating them up. Okay, but you're going to have to force a fight.
Yep. Here's the thing. If he would have forced a fight in round 1, round 2, they would have probably been in a different position. 1, Umar could be exhausted, or Corey's gonna be exhausted, but 2, you're gonna see their hand immediately. Like that's one thing I loved about, like, at the end of my career is like Matt was like, you thrive off of forcing people to show their hand because you're in great condition, you have great technique. If you wait 3 or 4 rounds till they show their hand, you might be behind the scorecards. You can't come back and win. You're gonna need a knockout.
Corey, the grappling positions aren't too much for you. You're showing that. You're getting up every single time. Force him to wrestle right now.
Yep.
After his ass. Be smart about your defense, but get after. If he's make him shoot. We're
Yep.
getting up. Make him
You're gonna go perform, right?
You have to
Be
go
active.
first.
Keep performing. Keep performing. I love that. Stay like that. Okay.
2 rounds are
That's
yours.
what we
You
need
have
from
to
you.
take these 2 rounds, the 4th and the 5th.
Yep.
He's trying to get away from your takedown.
Yep.
Show me 2 good rounds.
Two different corners, 2 different ideas, both great ideas. There's nothing really Umar has to do different in this fight because he's winning in my eyes, because he's winning the grappling exchange. The stand-up is, you know, I think, it's going back and forth. It's too hard. I'm not going to do a tit for tat, but the leg kicks that Umar's checking, I don't count that for points for Corey. Umar's checking him. You throw a punch, I block, I blocked it, right? I shoot, you block it. I shoot, you miss. I don't get points for fucking just throwing the ball up in the air. I have to land it, right? If I kick, it lands. That's a point for me. So the one thing that we all can agree on, and I think we all can agree on, is that Umar is winning the grappling exchange. He's landing multiple takedowns, and he's out grappling Corey Sandhagen. Now, if Corey Sandhagen takes this fight to Umar, force him. I'm gonna wrestle you. I might not win it, but I want to see something different. It's almost the same thing when I fight Henry the second time. I was like, after the first round, even though I hurt Henry the first minute of the fight, I was like, I came back to the corner. I was like, I'm not liking what he's scoring. I'm gonna start wrestling him. And then after I start wrestling, I was like, okay, Henry's wrestling's fucking legit. I'm gonna start kicking his legs. And I kicked the living hell out of his legs. Now, Henry did take me down, but I always got back up. Henry never passed my guard. Henry never got any type of onslaught going on. But let's continue. Okay, let's see. This is way better. That right there, that right here is money. This is fucking money right here. Because it's forcing him to make a decision. And I can see everything. I'm here. Everything's blocked. When he makes a move, I make a move, right? If he feints, I don't want to make a big reaction. I just want to go, okay, there's that. Okay, little movements, smaller movements is better. All right, let's see how Corey does here. Let's see. Look, there you go. Yep. I like that. Right there. That's fine. But look who's backing up more. Don't do that. Keep going forward. Jab lands. That's fine. But you got to go. Right. Right there. That style Corey's putting together right now is way better than the first 3 rounds. You guys are like, you're crazy, DJ, but it is. Yes, he's getting hit more, but he's forcing the fight. Yeah, and look where Umar is. Umar's not running as much. He's actually trusting himself, right? And he... Right, landing that left hook. There, way better. Wait. And then one thing Corey's doing is that he's stopping in front. He's not left hook and shot, left hook clinch, left hook hike. Like he's stopping. He throws one shot and stops. Then he goes back to the center of the cage where he's buying all that real estate. Look, he's still in front. That's where he wants to be. Been a beautiful takedown right there. Like this style, the movement he's doing here is way better because you don't need to move as much, especially since someone's going to move for you, right? I come forward, he's going to back up. Okay, perfect. Granted, he's getting Umar's landing a lot more shots, but you're getting an opportunity because when he throws, he's stopping. Then I get an opportunity to actually get him. You have to blend both of them together. You can't do one. You have to be nice and tight. Then once they start exchanging, then you move, pop, 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 and then you stop. You have to go back and forth. That's the perfect blend. You have to blend them both together. Right there. It's a perfect opportunity. Show up, pop, right hand. Nice kick. Nice. Umar still circling her front. Very fascinating. And the thing is, I do remember seeing Umar beat Orthodox and go jab high kick a lot. But this fight, he doesn't really do that. And see, that's okay. That 6-3-2 is okay because he's still there. Like, you want your opponent to punch more so you can try to capitalize on it. Whew. Ooh, it's close. Nice shot. Beautiful takedown. Takedown yet, but beautiful entry. Beautiful double leg. Granby roll. But this is where he's just controlling the head, controlling that leg. He's going to put, I did this to Kyojo Horiguchi. He's going to put his back down to the ground and he's going to pop up. He's going to fill that space and that hook's going to give him the opportunity to come back down. Like I said, I just think Umar lives and breathes there. Oh, gets up. Wrestling exchange. Beautiful sprawl. Like I said, those guys live and breathe and eat there. But the hardest thing I feel it is for Corey for this fight is just him trying to find his entry to get to Umar Nurmagomedov.
You need to touch the body, come upstairs. Okay. Do not get wide. You're getting too wide, you're hitting him inside the head. Okay. You need to find the neck shot where the chin is. Okay. Touch the body. Make it ugly.
Yeah. Use your level changes to get inside. He's seeing when you're coming straight to the head. Hey, mix in some shots. We're going to go for some ankle locks. We're going to we're throwing the kitchen sink at him.
Yep.
You're so much better than him with your hands. You understand? This is the champion round. You cannot let this go. It does not matter what happens. You have to go for this. You're better than him. You see, the hook always lands.
Okay. All right, final round. Typically, I wouldn't break down 5 rounds, but it's such a good fight and I'm intrigued because I train with Umar and I've only trained like fucking an hour or 2 hours with them, but just to see how they train and where they live and they breathe when they fight, you can kind of like, you can see it when you watch them fight. Big movement. Nah, he's orthodox. There's that high kick. Nice southpaw. Okay, there's your check. Nice. Like I said, if he would have done that the first or second round, the fight could have been totally different. Nice. Like I said, too much big of a movement. Too big of a movement. Small movements. Small movements are better movements. Because if I show big, if I try to get to a cat, think about this. If I try to pet a cat, I go like this, the cat's gonna run away. But if I get to the cat, I go, Come here, kitty cat. Come here. Hey, kitty. Hey, kitty. Hey, hey. I can start petting it, right? That's the biggest thing, is that you're making a big movement. Just make a small movement. Small movement. Bop, 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 bop. Small movements. Small movements. And then when he comes at me, try your best. After you fight for so many rounds, you should get their time and their speed. Very beginning of the fight, yes, make bigger movements to get the fuck out. Until you find your range, your distance, big movements. But once you find your range, your distance, smaller movements. You slowly start cutting the reaction time slower. Now Umar's trying to track him down. There's a shot. Hands are locked. Drags another Grammy roll. Gets both hooks. Okay. He's staying down because he's hoping he's going to catch him in a triangle. Okay, there's a triangle right there. Attempt. Brings his arm in. Now body triangle. Remember, we just broke this down with somebody. Okay, let it go. Okay, he's gonna start trying to pass guard. Yep, he's getting small. Okay, passes the guard. Oh, that's past guard. He makes forces in the turtle. Okay. Rolls again. Like I said, this what makes these guys so good is because their wrestling is so good and their jiu-jitsu so good. Right? Like, so many years of doing combat sambo and combat sambo that these guys just live and breathe and eat here. Like, literally. And then when you have Habib, Islam, Kazamov, all those guys are fucking good there. And then they said in their camp, there's like 60 good guys at their gym. Look at that. Beautiful. Right, now he's in half guard. Okay, now he's about to pass. That knee's about to push through. He's going to force Corey out of the turtle. Corey's in a turtle. Okay. Yeah, that was the biggest thing. But that's why I say the fight's going to come down to who is going to win the wrestling and grappling exchange in that fight between Umar and Merab. Because I don't foresee Merab getting tired, and I don't foresee Umar getting tired because he just went in 5 rounds. Granted, the 5 rounds wasn't a big car crash over our time, but he went 5 rounds when it was more of a mental warfare, right? It's the mental warfare that's going to prep him for when it comes to fighting Merab, just because Merab is not easy to take out. Merab is very good about pushing forward, elevation change, mixing up the takedowns to the striking. He's got to be able to find out where Merab's going to be, or he's going to have to force Merab to show his hand where Merab wants to go. So it's going to be a sick fight. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell when we go live. Leave a comment down below. I apologize, this one's very long, but sometimes when I start breaking these fights down, it gets me into it, and I'm like, okay, I want to see the movement. I want to see, and yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Peace.